Howdy cowdies. Hope you're going good. It's weekly walkabout time at the collector again. We've been busy. Queen Victoria medallion. Old Lacone's Beethoven's back. Some freshwater pearls, some nice bracelets. The black Minco one's really nice. Nice big 925 Siam sterling silver cigarette box. This is a cool bit. It's a glass negative or slide of Tasmanian tigers. Commemorative medallions, coins and stuff. The two sets of the nice cricket badges are back in, the England and Australia ones. 1950-51 Argus. And then we've got a nice collection of all the old cigarette cards, footballers. W. Timms, H. Long, W. Grundy. There you go, he's got a pair of ears on him as well. They're a great lot, all the old cigarette cards. All right, nice pair of carved sort of Thai Buddhas. Nice big brass peacock fire screen. Italian sort of modernist stool. We've got two of these nice Mies van der Rohe style Barcelona chairs. There's a little bit of wear on some of the cushions. I did notice one of the straps is off. And one of the cushions does have damage underneath, but we actually have a spare cushion. Nice little Parker teak coffee table. These are pretty cool, little sort of bright green retro plastic sort of little wall mountable shelves. There you go, they go that way. They're a little bit discoloured, you can see there the discolour. All right, but they're really nice, sort of Cartel or someone like that. Here's a ripper as well, a nice little Regency style sort of display cabinet with all the nice inlaid shells and sort of pinstriping. Just a lovely thing, probably made about 1910, something like that. And then we've got the inlaid Italianate auto trolley. Lovely Victorian cedar chiffonier or credenza or whatever you want to call the bloody thing. It's just really nice, and it's nice with this sort of light colour on it as well. It's not as dark as usually as they can be. Good lot of CDs. There's some great stuff in here. Metallica, Porno for Pyros, which is Perry Farrell. Jane's Addiction, Offspring, Bush, Hole, Body Jar, and then you got some cool 80s and 90s sort of Rick Astley and Roxette, and some as new Japanese editions of Milli Vanilli. Right, the Strokes, Foo Fighters. There's all sorts of gear in amongst. It's a really nice lot of CDs. Canned Heat, the Triffids, R.L. Burnside. Good gear in there. Nice big lot. Couple of boxes of all the 60s Women's Day magazines. They're all in pretty damn good condition. Really nice vintage men's leather jacket, and this fantastic ladies' 60s, 70s suede and fur-lined sort of open coat as well, sleeveless, and it's got a nice Tower of Babel stamp on the inside of it. And these are a cool lot of men's shirts, clothing, some nice old check print ones. This dressing gown's pretty damn cool. It's sort of purple velour dressing gown there with the emblem on the breast pocket. It's got the original belt and everything. It's in pretty good nick, and it's from Poland. It's just rad. And then there's a Levi's denim jacket in there as well. All right, some men's suits. Nice little pair of sort of pedestals or candlesticks or whatever you want them to be. More Women's Weekly magazines, another big lot of vinyl records, 5 boxes, 3 boxes more of Women's Weeklies, good old Babs. And these are from the 1970s, all right. Then we've got some sort of racing cars, die-cast Ferraris, Shoemaker's Racer, Shoemaker as well, and some good books, Peter Brock. You got some Bathurst 1000 program there from 1987. 3 boxes of Women's Days. These all look to be from the 1970s. All right, another nice big lot. What else have we got? This is a rad, this Casio Tone 101 electronic music instrument. It's just really cool. It's all complete with the box. It's got the original pedal cords, some operation manual and some sheet music and stuff. Good lot of Tonka toys. There's a couple of rippers in amongst this little hot rod. And you got the little Renault Elf truck or Tyrrell Elf, and you got the Shell tanker, and then you got the big car carrier and sort of other stuff in there, graders and stuff. A couple of nice boxes of Oz Pottery, Vic Greenaway, Jackman, Johnny Eagle, Ellis, Handstand. I like this little bloke. It's just marked Larrikin underneath. And then you got Beryl Armstrong in there and Diana and other sort of Oz pottery. There's lots of nice stuff. This is all bike gear. As new soft Schwinn seat. There's heaps of inner tubes and pumps and stuff. Repair kits. Car stuff. An old Holden Commodore grill, and we've got oil filters and big lot of badges and padlocks and stuff. All sorts of gear in amongst here. It's a nice big group again. Old grill badges and stuff. Nice sort of Art Deco combination. So it's a cocktail cabinet in the middle, and then we've got record and radios either side with storage underneath. Just a rad bit of Art Deco. There's a little bit of veneer missing here and there, unfortunately. All right, just a really cool thing. And then we've got some more sort of badges and footy stuff and jewellery and coins and more jewellery, and the Melbourne Olympics car grill badges, pretty cool. Cards. Some slides out of old theatres, so advertising slides and educational and stuff like that. A Jinbao 5-piece drum kit with a hi-hat and a crash cymbal. Some nice little chairs. A little Edwardian desk with a nice little sort of arts and craftsy secretaire. It's nice with these sort of buttons on the exterior. What else have we got? Some LED light shades. Two more nice little side tables. Little Victorian cedar chest with a nice little vanity mirror. Another nice old radiogram as well with the drop-down golden voice radio and the turntable as well. Big box of footy and other stuff. What else have we got? Toy guns and things. Box of mixed pottery. Some West German stuff in there and records. Big lot of toys with all these sort of packaged little Lego sort of sets and things like that. Looks like a little spaceship in there or something. You got Mickey Mouse. So all the Lego goes with all of this stuff as well. And we've got 2 boxes of mixed items, old newspapers and stuff. This is a nice big box of all photographic slides from Moomba and stuff like that. There you go, Wild Stallions. 3-dimensional 1970s picture. Aluminium teapots, some quite nice light shades, lamp shades, sort of deco style set of 3 of them. He's nice with little red stripes and a little mottled one. Big lot of books, some interesting stuff. I guess it depends on what you're interested in. And then we've got a nice old Victorian writing box in pieces, a fan, cool little sort of lantern and some cigarette tins and tobacco tins and belts, and a book, Edwin Drood. There you go. Little box of pickies, little box of mixed items. Alright, got this nice oil painting by Patricia Hammond, real 1970s, the Blue Harbour. Nice big sort of modern lithograph or woodblock, I think it is. It actually says down the bottom, woodcut, offset and stamping. Looks to be Simon Mann and dated 2013. Pin cushions it's called. Boxes of old video cassettes and some cool cassette tapes in here as well. Billy Joel, Bob Seger, Dolly Parton. But there's some good videos. Firefox, Easy Rider, Papillon, Dogs of War, Quills, Cleopatra. Boxes of books, boxes of Enid Blyton kids' books. There's some sort of men's books, old Post magazines and stuff like that, plus some sort of novels. A big lot of lettering from a shop. There's a big capital A. The rest of them looks to be lowercase. All right, little lot with a hat box and a couple of bits of brass and copper. And we've got more model kits this week. A couple of World War I bombers, the old Hanley Page 0400. I think that's the one that the blokes flew in the England to Australia air race, I think in the 1930s. I think it was one of them. These are nice, the VAC form kits, the Vickers Wildebeest. You've got a Martin B-10 bomber, and this is an accessory conversion kit for a Vimy, for a Vickers Vimy. I think that's actually a Vickers Vimy there. So I think you can turn it into a different kind of Vickers Vimy bomber. And then we've got some commercial or civilian sort of aircraft model kits, all 1/48 scale, Cessnas and Piper and the Beech and the Seat. Nice big lot of sort of modern glass, Crosno, Orifice, some good quality gear in amongst, and a nice lot of quality sort of English china, Winton, Dalton, Shelley. This little Dalton dish here is signed by Michael Dalton. There you go. Nice collection of more English and sort of French Limoges. This little sort of desk set's really quite nice. More model kits. These are all missiles, weaponry, and sort of ground crew. And then we've got a nice little lot of sort of blokey gear with a Dewar's decanter, which is as found, the tobacco jar, hot water bottle, and oil lamps. Another mixed little group lot with some stamps. More model kits. These are all sort of modern fighter jets, the F-15, the Mirage, and the F-16. And we've got World War II fighters. These are quite a large 1/48 scale, the P-47, the P-51. Some vehicles with the Kangaroo Australian troop carrier. Then we've got some military-related sort of books, videos, and combat trading cards as well. From the old TV show. We've got some cool pictures this week. The Don Pesano, little oil on canvas, little modern piece. This really nice sort of coastal scene. It's just signed Judy and dated 97. But it's really quite nice. I think it's down Warrnambool Way. Modern sort of signed print. Just not sure who it is. The signature is here. I reckon it's AM. I'm not sure who it is. This is a really nice little watercolour as well. Unusual perspective. It's unsigned. Really nice English watercolour as well. Or sort of ink with a bit of gouache. You can see these big buildings in the background. Farmer, some horses, a duck in the creek. It's just nicely painted. Another nice big British watercolour, gouache again, sort of like a Devon coastal scene. This one is signed lower right, but it is hard to make out the signature. It's really nicely presented though in the big gilt frame. It's an absolute ripper. Eve Marks, contemporary painter, 3 girls and a bee. The Verena Qureshi, the Emu Run, and this is a good little bit. Pilioko, I can't remember his first name. I think it's Aiol or something. Aiol, something like that. But he's pretty good. This is a nice example as well. The 6 blue figures. Little John Needham watercolour, 1945, I think. He was a surveyor in South Australia, and it looks to be that sort of South Australia coastal sort of scene. This portrait's really nice as well. The one that comes in's like, what's that? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Because it looks to be, it might be signed in this sort of oval cartouche in the bottom right corner. It's unusual, even the way the frame's constructed with these little sort of metal brackets, deep set back. It's just a ripper of a bit. Nothing on the back of it or anything like that to give us too many ideas. It's just a nice big thing. We've got this signed sporting poster, first team training run all-star team, Jezelenko. You got Barry Breen down here, you got Mickey Gayfer here, Jack Collins, Neil Roberts, Jack Jones. Some of the other ones it's hard to actually make out. All right, but there's lots of signatures on that. Another nice little lot of crystal and glass. And we've got these fantastic gig posters, the Pixies gig poster, which is signed by the artist you can see down in the bottom right corner. 2010 show from Charlotte. We've got the Grateful Dead, 14th annual Grateful Dead Scholars Caucus. Once again, it's signed and numbered by the artist, details in the bottom. The Hendrix Experience, the music and legacy of Jimi Hendrix as performed by Mitch Mitchell and Billy Cox, which I think used to play with Hendrix before the Experience, maybe. Buddy Guy, pretty amazing cast. Well, once again, that's signed by the same artist who did the Grateful Dead one. I've just forgotten Gary Houston, there you go. All right. And then we've got this other one as well, Deftones, September 16th, Rock City. And once again, this is posted by Jermaine, and it is all signed and numbered down the bottom right corner. These are all colour lithographs or screen prints. These are good things. What else have we got? VAC 4 model kits, the Supermarine Seafire, the Hawker Sea Fury, and the Focke-Wulf TA152, which was the Kurt Tank high-altitude one with the big long wings on it. Racing car model kits. A couple of nice little bits. These Crushed Cup I can't remember the name of the designer, Rob Brandt or something like that. Some good die casts. The boxes are a bit tatty, but they're a couple of ripping cars. The Racing F2G Super Corsair. And these are good. These are a little packaged as new little die cast 172 scale German fighter, air and ground crew from World War One. There you go. RAF fighter, air and ground crew from World War Two. All right, so they're all in their little packages ready to be painted up. Pretty good book on Australian poster art of Australian bands. Some more model kits of Panhards and an old Model T. 2 more hot rod model kits. And they've got 3 of these nice little 60s, 70s Airfix 172 scales, including the good old fairy swordfish, the string bag. Shuttle Tidarium. It's an older code, sir. A good model kit as well. And the 132 scale at the Sea Venom. I think there's one of them down at Moorabbin Air Museum. Lamps. Nice collection of art glass. Some good records with the Taiwanese surfing one there. There's Eddie Cochran and Little Richard and some good rock and roll. All right, mixed lot of ceramics and glass. Some retro items, including the tasteful Bambi decanter. Model kit of the Porsche 944 Turbo. Some nice boxes, kind of like that one with the sort of dimples. Nice lot of glass. China, good quality stuff. Oz Pottery, the Ellis dish has got a bit of damage. And that's a shorter wall pocket that's got damage. But you got Shelma, and I think it's Stephen Drew maybe. Die-cast metal MGTC. So I think the chassis, I think the body is actually die-cast metal, some other plastic bits. Couple of Egyptian figures of the god Horus. But there is a little bit of damage. You can see a little crack in the calves. All right, but they're kind of pretty cool things. Another big model kit of the Vickers Valiant. I think it was the first of the English V-bombers. There you go, 172 scale. Cassette tapes. There's some good movie posters. It's a good little lot with the Nestle's milk. There you go, a little advertising sort of bowl with some books on chocolate and more advertising. German World War II jet planes, so you got fighters and bombers and stuff. Group lot with some Pokemon cards. Good lot of cassette tapes. Madonna, Debbie Harry, Don McLean, Icehouse, Skyhooks, Roxy Music, Peter Frampton Comes Alive. She's nice, bit of 50s, 60s. She's a lovely bitch. She got a bit of damage, unfortunately. Put her with this little one as well with a bit of damage. There's no signatures on either of them. 172 sort of late World War II fighters. The Mitsubishi Jack, the Lavochka and LAG-5, and the Dornier. Pretty cool, the model kit of the Wright J5 Whirlwind radial engine. Some interesting badges and things. Another good vac form model kit of the Westland Welkin. These are interesting. Napalm Death. Like death metal cassettes, but these are Ukrainian bootlegs. There you go, another good lot of cassettes. Ice-T, Led Zepp, Alice Cooper, Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, Lou Reed. More little die-cast packaged model sort of accessories. You've got engines, 148 scale, Seafire 47 accessories. Everything's got written on the packets what's in them. All right, good little lot of CDs. The Cradle of Filth, Marilyn Manson. Bit of Rammstein in amongst there. More cassettes. More little sort of little jet fighter model kits. There you go, the ME-163. That's a crazy thing. A little rocket ship that'd get up to like bloody 20,000 feet in like a minute. Another good little group lot with the Denby pot over the back. Chinese vase. Lovett's Langley ware. And this Polish Luster fish. The boxed unmade X-Wing from Return of the Jedi. A book that everybody should have in their library is the Australian Handbook of Meat Inspection. And then we've got the 172 scale Hercules C-130 transport. All right, and cabinet. Nice lot of glass, Victorian Depression. Some Derek Kent oil paintings under glass are quite nice. Wacky big bit of colourful slump glass, and it's got a nice little metal stand that it sits in. Some Charlotte DeVita teapots. There are a couple of Degas ones. Nice lot of Oz Pottery. think this might be Ryan Tanton, but not 100% sure. This is definitely Hellfire. All right, but we have one of his horns is off on the dragon. And over the back's an interesting plate. It's only marked Mudgery Bar and Broomhill and dated 77. So we think it's a bit of Vic Greenaway. All right, this bit's quite unusual as well with that funny little sort of figural design on the front. And I kind of like the big sort of spherical globe or whatever that thing's trying to be. A 128 scale, I think, 132 scale Boeing pea shooter. Charlotte DeVita teapots again, all Gustav Klimt. All right, then we've got some more of them up here, which are all Vincent van Gogh with his fantastic chair. Carltonware, Royal Albert. More Charlotte DeVita with the nice Gustav Klimt ones again. Nice little lot of Wedgwood Catani Crane. The Martin B something or other Canberra bomber. I'm guessing that's one of the Canberras that we had. I think it was an English thing, but I think the Americans ended up taking over. It's a 148 scale. So the American version of that must have been made by Martin. This is a good lot. Harold Hewen, Harry Mamet, Peggy Davis, Peggy Warren. But there is a couple of little flea bites out of the top there you can see. They're nice bits. I like this Harry Mamet stuff. I like this stuff so much more than the little sort of touristy stuff that he does. And then we've got some more nice books down the bottom. Nice big hardcover volume, subject portrayed in Japanese colour prints. Funnily enough, there's only one colour print in there. The rest are in black and white, but it's a nice lot. And this is an interesting thing as well. The binding is a little bit as found. Royal Commission, 1884 Victoria, Royal Commission on Asylums for the Insane and Inebriate. First progress report. There you go. So that's an interesting thing. More teapots, more Van Gogh miniature teapots. These are more good model kits of sort of jets, early jets and things like that. These are quite a large scale as well, 1:48. More Charlotte DeVita teapots. Fantastic box 1960s monogram tarantula dragster model kit. All complete, ripper of a bit. Look at the old bloody sticky tape on it. Nice book, Melbourne woodcuts and lino cuts. Lovely big Victorian writing box. It is in great condition, and I think it was purchased from a big estate sale up on the peninsula like 10, 20 years ago. Nice big bit of David Williams. More Van Gogh teapots. Really nice little 1930s colour woodblock print or lino cut. It's unsigned. It's just a lovely little period, original period piece. And the fantastic 1960s box monogram model kit, Ice Tea. Super cool ice totem machine, 1/24 scale. Rings on a bit of a different meaning these days. And we've got Athol, the Oz Pottery, little character jug, and I can't remember who made half or one of the bookends. And then we've got some nice stuff up the top. Lovely Costa Boda vase, big Australian pottery vase. Not 100% sure who it is, but we did sell something very similar about 10 years ago with a palm tree on it. I've been trying to remember what that was. It might be Pates or somebody like that. I think it's somebody who you probably don't expect. It looks to be Melrose or something, but I don't think it is. Bit of funky cold Medina glass. Little bit of uranium glass. Nice pair of the Waterford citrine confetti vases. The big Sandy Breen and Molly Meldrum bowl there for St Kilda. Lovely big bit of pool. I think it's initial JB underneath. I think it was Janet Brewer, somebody like that. And the little Wembley Skippy the Bush Kangarooba is back in. And we're not trying to get as much for it this week as we did last week. Anyway, guys, hopefully you saw something you liked. It's a nice big lump of pool. See you guys tomorrow night.